All right, the day has come. Psycho Goreman is finally upon us, and myself and many of my friends have now seen this movie. This is a big deal for a large majority of my horror friends. This is one we were really looking forward to, and I'm so fucking glad I finally got to see this. Now, this is written and directed by Stephen Kaczynski, who I've known all the way back from Father's Day and Manborg when he was part of Astron 6. Then he kind of separated from them to go off and do his own thing, and he created the amazing, fantastic movie The Void. And then he kind of shocked us all and went and did a Leprechaun reboot with Leprechaun Returns, which I really enjoyed the hell out of. And then he announced this, and he has a Day of the Dead TV series coming out as well. But now, as far as a plot synopsis goes, there is a young brother and sister, we'll say 10 to 12 age. Now, there's a little girl named Mimi, I think, and her and her brother are outside playing, and they end up digging in the yard for a ridiculous reason, and they dig up this box coffin thing, and she takes this jewel from it, or this, yeah, we'll say jewel, and when she has it, she now can control a demon entity known, well, she names him, but he has a different name. He's just some fucking, hellbringer, death and destruction to all of mankind, goes around the universe and just kills everything in his path. But now this little girl has control of what she calls Psycho Goreman. This is full on, over the top, slapsticky type horror comedy. If you're familiar with Kaczynski's work, especially with Astron 6, more of the Father's Day, Manborg type stuff, that's a little bit more of this style. The Void's much more serious, so definitely don't compare it to that. It's much more of the comedic role, and Adam Brooks returns here, one of the stars from Father's Day and Astron 6. So it's more of almost like a reunion of the Astron 6, except for, of course, not everyone's back. But yeah, as far as the movie goes, I mean, this is just pure fun, but you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. And that's just one of those kinds of movies where this humor is going to land for you, it's not going to land for you. My biggest takeaways from the film, because I did love it, thank God, because this is one I was really excited for, and it's always great to have that, met your expectations, and this definitely met them. But the little girl, I feel like, steals a good majority of the show. She's very eccentric, bizarre, outlandish, bombastic, rude, fucking mean, hilarious. She's just great. Psycho Goreman is great, and probably my favorite secondary character is a cop that joins the crew. Let's just say that. We'll leave it for that, but that shit was hysterical to me. It is so asinine, so absurd, so ridiculous, and I loved every second of that cop. So, one of my very favorite parts of the film, for sure. And a lot of practical effects here. Now, Stephen Kaczynski is somebody who's worked up in makeup departments on a lot of bigger named films, so he really has experience in that. Now, the villains in this, which there's multiple villains, look like reject Power Rangers. Some of them look straight up like they came out of fucking Power Rangers. One of them looks like the Megazord, isn't that what they call them when they get all together into the thing? One of the characters looks like that, but a smaller human version, a sized version of that. But that one's really cool. Some of them are super goofy, and some of them aren't. Psycho Goreman himself reminds me of the Djinn from Wishmaster. But it's always great to see practicals. Yes, the gore and all of that is not trying to be realistic, but it's just trying to be over the top and fun, and that's exactly what it is. And yeah, I mean, I even watched this with somebody who's not into horror at all, and she had a blast. She was laughing consistently throughout, but this is, she has that kind of sense of humor, so this is going to work for her. You gotta really, really like stupid, silly, gross gore gags, that kind of stuff. With, this girl's in control of this monster, and she's like making him go around town with her and do like little girl shit when he's like this hell beast that wants to murder everyone and kill everything. And his commentary, like his internal dialogue that he kind of says out loud for the audience to hear, but no one else really can hear him, is really funny. His interactions with Mamie, the little girl, is great. I mean, there's so much to talk about here. There's also a friend that they hang out with, and what happens to him and what continues to become the joke of the film with his character is just yet another reason why I love this film. This film went for it. This film swung for the fences on every joke, on every scene. And yeah, I mean, of course there's going to be moments that I'm not going to particularly find funny, but maybe you will. It's not going to land on every single joke. Maybe it will, but for the most part, I mean, I don't think so. But that's okay. If they throw out 10 jokes and 5 of them land, I feel successful there. And I did. I wouldn't say I was like crying laughing or anything. In fact, I didn't even laugh very hard at anything. I just laughed. I was just like, normal laughing here and there, and it was good. That was exactly, would I have wanted to fucking like cackle and be bent over in hysterics? Sure, but I don't know. I feel very satisfied with the film. I love the kinds of films that these guys make. That there is just basically nothing's off the table. Like, I can't even imagine being part of what I guess would be referred to as the writer's room. But Steven Katansky supposedly wrote this whole thing. But just like letting him kind of just, vomit his ideas onto the page and just being like, fuck it, let's go with it. Let's see how it works, and just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I like that. I like the ambition. I like the, I like how loose it is with everything. It's just like, let's just have fun. And that's exactly what I did with this film. I will be super curious on people who check out this movie who may not typically like these kinds of movies. It's currently on VOD for $5.99 on Amazon, and then $6.99 pretty much everywhere else that I saw in HD. But man, what a fun film. Definitely one I'll be buying. Definitely one I'll be watching again. I'd like to do it for a Monster Monday for sure. Might even rewatch it maybe tomorrow or something, just to do a Monster Monday on it. We'll see. I'm not 100% on that. I don't typically do that, but it would be fun. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about it for now. I'm sure I'm missing some things that I should have talked about, but that's everything off the top of my head. It's a fun-ass time. If you're into super ridiculous, silly, gross-out humor, and can't and don't want to take literally absolutely anything serious for one moment. No character is going to make any decision that's makes any sense. Characters are going to say shit to each other that is not realistic at all. Characters are going to act ridiculous. Like, you should know what you're getting yourself into. But if that sounds like your thing, this is a blast. Check it out. Let me know. And unfortunately, this is going to go under way too many people's radar. But hopefully it catches the audience that it's intended for, being me and hopefully you. So let me know if you watch it. Adios.